Let's start with data type. Just short.
So have we finished the case statement?
I asked you now. You say you are done with it now. How many questions do we need that?
Just
We
two
need
questions.
two questions, Mr. Dan.
Okay. Maybe I'll send you. I'll send you more stuff. So do those one I sent. Do those one I sent first. Do the ones I sent to you first.
Eh?
Do the ones I sent to you first before I'll send you another one. It's during practical question. You know all these things. You know it better. This one I'm doing the class. You may not see that you know it. That's why I sent you this to do. So by the time you practice 2 questions, 3 questions on your own, eh, you will discover your strengths. That means your but you cannot practice it, you cannot exercise it. That means we are just doing class. So try and work on those ones first. So data type define the types of data that can be stored in a table column. They ensures data integrity and efficient data handling. So if you want to create a table, one of the things you understand is data type. Each column must have what? A data type. You know what I mean by column now? Hmm? Those ones that have name,
Yeah.
address, city, country, they are columns. So each column must have what? A data type. So you must understand how these data types work. Like I said, data type define the type of data that can be stored in a table column. So we have three major data types. Three major data types. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Three major data types. One is what?
So that are you sending this to the WhatsApp group?
All I'm doing, I'll send it now. One is string. String. So under string, what do we have under string? Under string, we have text. We have text, large text. So if you're making text, it contains large text data. That's for text. If you're using text as data type. Next, we have batch. We have batch. Varchar is a variable length string. Varchar is variable length string.
Hmm?
Varchar
Okay, you're saying.
is variable length
Okay.
string. Length string. Varchar is a variable length string. Next, we have char. So that varchar, if you say 50 character, it means that you can have only. I mean, if you put varchar 50, that means you can only have 50 characters inside. So we have char fixed length, fixed length, fixed length string, fixed length string. That is char fixed length string. So we have 10 characters to reverse 10 characters. This one also work with it, but it's like the maximum character you can take is 2 to 5. That is minimum, the maximum characters the chart. So the next under the data type, I mentioned one. Second one is numeric. Numeric. That is the second types of data we have. Numeric. Under numeric, we have what? Integer.
Yeah.
You have integer, you have a float, and you have tiny,
Me
a
too.
small int. You have small int. So next we have time and date and time. That is the third one. Date time. So these are the three. Let me forward it. These are the three major data types you have. Three. Are the three major data types you have. So let's start with after getting the three major data types. Let's start with creating table. Now you know that there are three major data types in SQL: the string, the dates and time, then the numeric. Those are three major data types. The next thing to understand is constraints. These are things you understand before you start creating a table. Constraint. So we have some um, types of constraint, but before you look into the types, what are constraints? So we can say a constraint is a rule applied to a column in a table to restrict the type of data that can be stored. It ensures data accuracy, integrity, and consistency within the data. So that is constraint. So like I said, we have types of constraints. Types of constraint. The first one we have primary key. Primary key uniquely identify each record in a table. Uniquely identify each record in a table. Next we have it cannot have null value. Cannot have what? Null value. Often applied to ID columns. So my primary key are often applied to ID column. So take note of that. So whenever you use primary key, you know what you're using it to do. Next is unique. Unique is similar to that of primary key. It ensures all values in a column are different. Allows no value. It allows what? No value. But only one null value is allowed per column. That's very easy, unique. Next, we have not null. Not null ensures a column cannot have null value. Guarantees data is always entered in that column. That is not null. It means that there cannot be null value. There's space. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, that is not null. Next, we have check. Check enforces a condition that must be true for the data to be what to be inserted. That is check. We have default. Default. Set a default value for a column when no value is specified. So if you set a column, if you add a default to a particular column, if there is nothing inside that column, it will return the default value. It will return the default value. So if nothing is inside that column, it will return the default value. Next, foreign key. Foreign key ensure referential integrity by linking two tables. The value in the child table must exist in the parent table. So the parent table is the primary key. Why the child is the child table is the foreign key. The parent table is the what? Is that clear?
Yes.
So we are going to be practicalizing this. Going to be practicalizing.
So, Mr. Dan, the first, this one, at they all see under data type, right? But how to create a table?
Yes, 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 yes. This one is not under data type. This one is under constraint. Data type is different.
Okay.
String is different. That's why everything is inside how to create a table.
Okay.
But these are some of the criteria you must know. These are some of the things you must know when creating a table. SQL is not like Excel that you can just start inputting data. You understand? Your data will be in a structured order. Okay? Is it network? Is it what?
Mr. Dan, please
Yeah.
can you go back a bit after time and date?
After time and date. Okay. Time and date are the major data types now. That is string. We have string. String works with text. Text. Anything text goes to string. Can be a combination of text and number. Make use of strings. While numeric, make use of just numbers. Where is she?
This is having network issues.
Ah, okay. So we wait for her. We'll continue. When she come, she can ask a question.
Okay, so probably
It's
this.
recorded. It's recorded already. So I'll try to forward the recorded class to her.
Ah, okay.
So next thing we have to do now is to create table.
Mr. Dan, please forward this particular note first.
Okay. So creating table. How do we create a table? So let's look at the syntax for creating of table. Let's look at the syntax. So we'll be able to create table by ourselves. Because without the syntax, you can't create a table by yourself. So create table statements in SQL is used to define and create a new table within a database. This command specifies the table name, its columns, their data types, and any constraints that should be applied to the data. Any constraint that should be applied to the data. So that takes us to the syntax of creating a table. This is syntax. This is the formula of creating a table. You can see that create table, table name, column one, data type, then what? Constraint.
Constraint.
Yes. Column two, data type, then constraint. Column three, data type, then constraint. Sometimes we omit the constraint and just use for instance, I can just say I want to create table city. I'll just say name of the column city. Then I use text, but there's no constraint. So sometimes we omit constraint. Maybe what you are
Okay.
trying to do does not require us to use the
Constraint.
constraint. So, but the constraint ensure that you have accuracy in your columns. That what you want your column to take is what it's going to take. So this is the syntax, create table. So we are going to be creating a particular table which I'll be typing. I'm going to be creating a table. So I'll create one, I will do 5 record, then you complete the record up to 20. So once you complete it, I will do 5. You will complete the table up to 20. So
Ah, I see.
once
No, that's 15 extra.
yes, once you finish it, me I will give you another. I will give you another 2 tables. You are not creating that one. I'll create that one. I will send that one to you. I will send the code to you. So that means we have 3 tables. So we can use it to
Mr.
do.
Dan,
Yes, ma'am.
all these things that you've been doing, I've not been following. No.
I know. I know. I'm recording it already. So I'm recording. I can still recap once I finish this one. I can still recap. So I can still recap when I'm done. I can still recap. See here.
No
So
problem.
I'm going to create the table. I'll show you how to create table. Then after creating the table, I'll also show you how to insert record inside that table. Like I said, I will insert 5 records. You will insert the remaining 15. That is 20 rows. This
Okay.
the remaining two tables because we're going to be doing join. We're going to be doing join. So the remaining two tables, I will send the remaining two tables to you. So let's go on. So the name of the table I'm going to be creating. Let me first create a database. Let me create a database. I don't want to put it inside an existing database. Create database, Aja online underscore class. So this is the database executed. So let's look for it. Aja. So this is it here. Aja online SQL class. Refresh. So this is up here. So I want to make use of it. Use Aja online underscore class. So you can see now it's active. The database is active now. So let's create the table. Create
Table.
table. So the name of the table I want to create is employees. Then open bracket. The column I want there is I need ID. I need ID. So my ID data type is int. You know the data type int.
Yes.
So I want it to have a primary key and auto increment. Auto
What's auto implement that you did not mention it?
auto increment I exclude it from that part. Auto increment means that it increase the numbers. Like you don't have to be inserting the value
Okay, like
inside the ID.
one, two, three.
Yeah,
It increases
you don't
by
have,
five.
yeah, it should be increasing. Like now, if I want to insert, I don't have to call ID again since I have auto increment on that column.
Okay.
So I'm going to be adding that auto increment. So primary key, then auto increment. So this one I insert auto increment now. I don't have to be putting number automatically to be generating number for me. So name Vacha Vacha 100. It means you can only take 100 characters. If your name is longer than 100, which I know your name cannot be longer than 100, the name you're using.
Mm.
So department, department using Vacha also Vacha 50. So next salary. Salary I'm using decimal. Decimal is like floats. Hmm?
Yeah.
Like floats. Decimal is like float. So I'll use decimal 10, comma 2. You know the meaning of that? The size, the size, including the decimal, should be 10. Hmm?
Then why the two?
Let me show you. Let me give you an example. I'll explain it again. If I have something like this.
You said the what? The sides,
Look,
including the decimal
look
is
first.
10.
Look first. So I have, what is the size of this? What is the size of this value?
That is 35.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The size is 7. How many
Yeah.
decimal? What is the
So
decimal? 2. So the size is
yeah.
7. That is 2. That's what they're asking you to do here. You're saying that this one size should be 10 and 2 decimal. You understand now?
Yes.
So if it's above 10, it will not go inside that cell. So that is for. So next we have higher underscore dates, which is date. So you close your. Let's go to this table. Let's execute and see. So to see the table, you refresh, then select star from employee. So the table has been updated. You can see now. ID, name, department, salary, and hire date. ID, ID. Mr. Rizzi, just hold on. Yeah, good morning, sir. Just hold on. So ID, name, department, salary, and hire date. Okay. Should I go on?
Yes, please.
So I will just insert.
Hold on, Mr. Dan.
Okay. You say what?
No, hold on, please.
Okay.
Waitable. Higher
Mr.
date.
Dan, can you go backwards, please? Because
Okay.
I'm not
Oh
following them.
wait.
Just recap from the
Let me
beginning.
finish type this one first. I will go back.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Are you not going to send the notes to us?
You want me to explain? She want me to explain. So I thought you were typing now.
No, please send the notes.
Okay. I watch. Where do you stop?
Uh, Um. Yes, from major data types. Yes, strings. Okay.
Okay. So I say we have three major data types and their properties. The first one there is string data type. String data type deals with text, char, varchar. There are a list of them under the string data type, but the most commonly used ones is one I listed out there. The text, the varchar, and the
Okay.
so you learn how to use them, how to apply them, which what you are just doing now. We make use of this one, this chart. So this is what I use for name and department. So the next is the numeric.
That's Vacha.
Yes, the next day is the numeric.
Okay.
Numeric also have its properties. So we have properties for numeric. You have the integer, you have the float, you have decimal, which I just used now. You have a small.
Okay.
So these are properties of integer. Anytime you want to create a column, and that column, what you want inside that column is number and decimal. You know the one to use. If you're using decimal, you can't use integer. Integer will not work with number with decimal. If you're using a float, that is when you use float or decimal. That's when you use the number that
Decimal.
have floating point. So next, date
Okay.
time. If you have a column, that column, what you want to store inside that column is date. Don't use text to store date. Some of us use text to store date.
Okay.
If you now want to do some question on that category, you won't have the accurate answer. So each time you want to work with a column, that column, what you want inside that column is date. Make use of date type. Make use of date type. So these are the properties of date type, the kind of date how you want your date, your column to be formatted. You have date, you have time, you have date time, you have timestamp, you have year. So you can store your data in these categories. So next is
Okay.
all this now I'm explaining are properties you need to know before you start creating a table. You must know before
Okay.
creating a table. The next day is constraint. What are constraints? I say constraints is used is a rule applied to columns in a table to restrict the data type or the type of data that can be stored. it ensure accuracy. So when once you want to apply constraint, for instance now, if I add a column, I say this column, I don't want it to certain things. I want to condition it. Then I can apply the constraint. Without constraint, I can have duplicate value. If I do not apply constraint, I can be doing duplicate things inside a particular column. I can have done it two times. I can have one, two times, three times, four times. But if I apply constraint to a particular column, I can decide not to have a duplicate number inside a particular column. So that is the work
Okay.
of constraint. We have primary key, like I said, uniquely identify each record in a table. So that means those records must have their uniqueness. That is the work of primary key. So we have
Okay.
unique also similar to that of primary key. We have um, we have not null, not ensure a column cannot have a non-value. So there must not be a non-value. A data must enter in that column. That is not null. You have check.
Okay.
Check. Check is mostly used, for example, if you want to maybe they say you should create a column for those that can buy this item, they must be in this range. You can use check. So if you add check to it, that is a condition which I will still show you. Add check to it. It means that those people from that range are the ones that can buy that thing. Mhm. That is the work.
Okay.
That is the work of check. Or vote. Maybe age below this thing can vote, age above this thing can vote, age below this thing cannot vote. You can use check to do that. So default, set a default value if a column for a column when no value is specified. If I add a default to a particular column, if I omit the column, maybe I don't want to put anything inside that column, that default value will return. That is the meaning of default. So primary
Okay.
key and foreign key are related. Primary key is the parent child of the table, while foreign key is the child. Primary key is the parent, while foreign key is the child. So that is the link up between two tables. So you link your two tables with the common columns, what they have in common. So the first one, which is the parent key, then the second one, which is foreign key.
So the parent key is the primary key.
Yes, the parent key is the primary key. Then the foreign key is the child key. For instance, if I want to link up employee table and department, so employee table will be the primary key, while the foreign key will be the department, and what they have in common, their ID or anything they have in common that I'm using to link it. So the next we have create table. Like I said, the create table statement in SQL is used to define and create a new table within a database. So if you want to create a new table, you use the create table. What we are just doing now. We're exercising everything that I just explained. Now. This I just explained now. This is the syntax. Create table, table name, column, data type, constraint, column 2, data type, constraint. So you can also decide not to put constraint on your table. If you don't want your table to have constraint, you are free. If you want to have constraint, you add the constraint, which I've explained the constraint. So the first thing we did there was creating the database Agile Online SQL class, online class. Then use the Agile Online class. So that makes this thing active. If you look at my left hand there, the sidebar under schemas, you can see Agile Online class active both is both. So after that, I say let's create this table, which we just did now. So the table is active. Table is active. So the next thing now is to insert into that table. Is
So
to
the name of the table is employees.
yes, employees. So that is what it's showing now. It's showing that I've created the table already. This is it now. Below. This is it below. So are you okay now?
Yes. Please can you send this thing you did, the
Yeah,
create table to the
I'll send it now. I'll send it. Let me just insert. So I'll send everything. So you can
Okay.
complete it. Let me insert.
So that means, Mr. Dan, you said you're going to do only five. That means what we are only doing is inserting. We're no longer creating again.
No, you're no longer creating again. I've already created it already.
Okay.
So you do additional 15, you add 15 rows to it so we can use it for our class. So insert into, this is used to insert new record. So when you want to insert new record, you make use of insert into. So if you want to put in new record, you make use of insert. And we have two ways we can insert. The first one, as you call out the column names. Here you call out the column names. Columns that you want to add this record. Another one, another way, you may not need to call out the columns. If you know that you want to put the data inside all the columns, you will not need to call out the column. So SQL will automatically fix those things in the way you want to, according to how the column is. So, but I'm making use of the second one. I'm making use of the second one. Make use of the second
I
one.
didn't get this thing for the first one. Why didn't you?
Yes.
When you don't start class.
No, I never start. Just hold on. I never start. Just hold on. I didn't start.
Okay.
So
Yes.
I'll just insert just five rows. Just 5 rows here. Using the second method, which is, I mean the first method, which is this one. Insert into table name, column one, column two, column three. And don't forget, I told you that we're not going to insert into the test ID. Why? You can tell me.
Because you already did auto increment.
Good,
Auto increment.
good, good. So I've already applied auto increment to it. So let me just do 5 record, then you complete it. Insert into.
So you're using the first one.
Yeah, I'm using the first method. So I'll call out the columns, but I'm not calling out everything. I'm not calling out the ID. I'm calling out the name, then the department, salary, and hire date. So insert into employees, then name, department, then salary, and hire date, hire underscore date. So these are the columns. Then the values, what I want to put inside. These are 5. So let's start with one. John, and this one. His department, HR. The salary, 50,000. Date. When you put date, you quote date. If you're inserting date, you need to quote date. 2020 then 06 hyphen. So this is the first record. Don't run it like this. You start another one, comma, another one. So you have Jane, you have Jason, then you have date 2018 then 08 then 23. Next, you have Mike. Let's- Hello? Somebody raise hand. Yeah,
That is me. Oh,
come sir.
we are waiting.
Yeah, just 2 minutes. I'm almost done. 20, 2017. 04 testing. I got record 24th. I think Swiss 20. Yeah, the last one. Okay. So, so that is that. Let me correct. So I've inserted how many rows? 5 rows. So let me execute. Let's see if the record is inside. Let's see. Select employee. So you can see that
Yes.
that is how to insert into using a
Mr. Dan,
yes
Mr.
ma'am.
Dan, why is it that once you are done, you are not seeing the table directly? Just like when you run the query, you're not seeing the table. Just like when we had restaurant table, when you
Okay.
run the table, you just see it.
Okay. I'm not saying the table directly like I don't get let me understand. Make me understand. Let me get what you're saying.
When we have
The line is breaking.
Instead of don't copy from there, go down to create table. You send this one.
I'm sending it sorry, I've done that.
You send
So
it again from the beginning.
I sent from the beginning.